Hey, what's up, y'all? So this is being recorded on Saturday, December 6th, right after I finished streaming. So I played this game for 6 hours today, and then yesterday I had played it for, I'm gonna say 5 hours. So I've got 11 hours in this beta test so far. Yes, I know that's degenerate as fuck, but do what you gotta do. So I've compiled some pros and cons for Marvel Tokon for this build of the game and the game in general. I'll get into that later on why I say game in general, and I'm less lenient on build of the game. So first of all, I got some pros. First things first, the character designs have actually grown on me a good amount. I really did not like half of the character designs at the start. I did not like how Star-Lord looked. I did not like how Captain America looked, or Iron Man, or I still don't like Iron Man, or Ghost Rider, or Spider-Man. But now they've actually grown on me. I think they're actually not bad. And I'm more used to seeing them move around on screen. I'm like, I could see this being a version of these characters. And speaking of Ghost Rider and Spider-Man, man, have they found some nice characters, dude. Like, they have designed some actual good characters, and I could kind of tell that these characters, I bet, were made after Iron Man, Captain America, Miss Marvel, and all them, because they feel a lot more, maybe not thought out, but they feel a lot more dynamic, and their conversions make a lot more sense, and the way that their attacks meld with the assist/tag system, I don't know, it just feels so much better. Feels like it's meant to be that way, as opposed to some of the other characters, but that's just my opinion. And another thing about this second beta is that it felt like riding a bike. I literally played the game for an hour. I'm like, oh yeah, this is how you play this game, which is great. That means that they've have a recognizable control system. We'll talk about the tag button later, but it means that they have a recognizable control system that you can kind of feel your way back and do fairly easily. The X-Men stage is a godsend. There being no wall breaks and unskippable cutscenes that disrupt the flow of gameplay randomly when you get into the corner, dude, it makes the game so much fun. You get those actual corner combos that this game has. Sauce to hell, by the way. The sauce of this game is in the corner. The Spider-Man loops, Ghost Rider loops, all in the corner. Sauce. Storm, lightning loops, dude. It's actually so cool when you really sink your teeth into it and understand how the corner combos can work. It is so much fun, and I think it actually looks pretty cool. And I don't know why they have wall breaks in this game, because they literally have sauce there. Anyway, that's going to be in the cons to stay positive right now. And in terms of actual gameplay, when you're playing the game, fighting somebody of your skill level that kind of knows what they're doing and can pilot a character well and has versus game experience has experienced before the Tokon, dude, it is a blast. And that's been a commonality between Tokon, Invincible, and 2XKO. Each one of the games, when you're using all their mechanics well, when you're tagging between characters, both sides are tagging between characters, dude, it's so much fun. You really start to feel this is a versus game. This is a tag game, and it makes it so much better. And what makes that possible in this beta is the tag button. Having to no longer press X to call out an assist, let go, and then hold X again is so much better. It feels so much better to just click L2 once, and then you change to the other character. It makes it feel so much better, a lot less clunky. It's still clunky, don't get me wrong, but it still feels a lot less clunky. And it's a lot more easy to navigate what's really going on because you don't have to hold the damn button down. Anyway, that's all the positives I got for this Tokon game. And first things first, before I get into the cons, I like this game. I think there is a good fighting game in there. And I am so glad that they let us have these betas to get our feedback, because if the game launched like this, I would be pretty disappointed. But that's why it's in a beta. We're here to voice our thoughts and voice our reasoning. And I'm just here to kind of report to you, if you didn't get into either beta, or you just are curious about what someone has to say about it, this game is actually cool. There is actually something in here that some people would like, and I'm not even an Arc System Works player, and I like it. I have every reason to not like the game, but I'm actually enjoying myself when I play, hence the 11 hours. Anyway, let's get to the cons. So, I'm not really going to talk about character balance that much, because it's kind of stupid. This is more a venting segment. I hope that Miss Marvel gets changed somehow, dude. It is so frustrating. It's so frustrating that her auto combo, even when you whiff it, or when you do it on block, leaves you at the perfect spacing, that if you press light, and she presses light right after, you will get whiff punished. What is that? Come on now. Anyway, the serious cons. I feel like I bullied multiple people off of this game and maybe fighting games in general because of the bad matchmaking. I got put against people after I went on like 17 game win streaks. I was still getting put against people that I could tell it was like their first time playing a versus game. And I know it's a beta, but that's what this should be for. This should be having some sort of dynamic matchmaking. But I don't know, maybe it doesn't. And that is a big flaw, because you need casuals to play your betas, and you need casuals to understand what the game is about and what they're going to get themselves into, and that they can just press auto combos. Anyway, that brings me to my next point, and that's the netcode. It feels okay. And the reason I say it feels okay is that this exposes how many PlayStation players use Wi-Fi and don't have a wired connection. I think I played around, a total of like, I don't know, let's be generous. I played a total of like 40 to 50 sets this entire time. And I feel like out of the 40, 32 were on Wi-Fi and 8 were on wired connection. So y'all are getting exposed. Y'all PlayStation only people are getting exposed for not having a wired connection. And that's why I say I can't really be a judge of the netcode, because so many people are on Wi-Fi. Anyway, back to the gameplay stuff. The tagging feels stiff, and the most comparable thing I can think of at the top of my head right after playing is Mortal Kombat 1. And I know you're going to say, well, that doesn't make any sense, but let me break it down for you. So it's similar to MK1, but it's in the opposite way. Instead of your point character doing a pose while the assist comes out, the assist comes out, does their action, then they pose for a second, and that's when you can tag. There's like this awkward space after they do the assist action and before you can tag to them. That feels so weird. It's like you can't tag to them exactly after they finish their action, because they have to follow through with all of their frame data, and you can't like choose your time, which allows for pressure sequences to feel very, very, very scattered. Like, you'll be doing your pressure sequence, call in an assist, and then you can't tag to them after. Then your opponent presses auto combo, and then you just get hit out of it. That might be a design choice, and if it is a design choice, I would question it deeply. But I don't think that's intentional, because it just feels terrible. It feels really bad. That's like my least favorite part of the game right there. And you're getting the wrong assist 50% of the time, because you realize, oh, you can't tag here because you're going to get the combo extension assist. So I have to actually backdash and then call in my assist. Why does that need to happen? That doesn't make any sense. It's literally almost impossible to OTG in this game because of that. Why? Why are you taking away standard mechanics from these games? And we're not even going to get into the push blocking stuff of it all and the defensive mechanics. Matter of fact, why don't we? The defensive mechanics in Tokon also feel very, very lackluster. The crossover mechanic, I've gotten hit by it every single time. And that's just because I have a kind of mid reactions. But more importantly, I'm not used to reacting to it. Once we have this game out and you can play it every day for less time every day, and you can kind of sleep on it a lot more and understand, and we start reacting to the crossover, it is going to expose how weird it is. Because it's like a risk to break the pressure sequence. It should never be that big of a risk. It's like a huge risk. It's not like you're push blocking and then into XKO, and after you push block they call an assist, which just negates it. It's not like that sort of risk. It's the sort of risk where if they read you're doing a crossover, they can press crossover in response, and then you can't call assist for 12 seconds. Why? It's way too punishing. Anyway, my overall verdict with Marvel Tokon beta in December 6th, 2025. It feels like Arc System Works have almost landed in how they want the game to play in terms of the tagging and in terms of a lot of the system mechanics, because it just hasn't changed that much since the last beta when we gave our feedback. And that leads me to say that the game actually isn't bad. There's sauce, there's fun characters, you can do a lot of cool stuff when you're not locked into cutscenes on the X-Men stage. Like, there's actually some fun to be had. But it's just clunky. And I hope we can get at least another 2 betas before it gets fully released, because it does need that time. Because we played the last one in, what, September, like 3 months ago? So if they get another half a year and the game is out in like June next year, I think that'd be perfect. If the game comes out like before EVO, like right before EVO, I think that would be ideal. Because then we could get out and really get our hands on it the first Evo would be like a warm-up Evo. I think that'd be really fun, like Street Fighter 6 was. It should come out in the same time frame that Street Fighter 6 came out. I think that'd be perfect. It would allow for ample time to get around these weird gameplay quirks, because I have a feeling they've been working on characters. That's why we haven't seen a crazy amount of balance changes or system mechanic tweaks. But I just think it needs that time. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me on my Marvel Tokon Beta 2 takes. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to have a discussion with y'all. You know, that's like been my favorite part of streaming this game too, is talking to people in the chat about it and just fighting games in general. It's so much fun. I always have a blast. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. I'll be streaming on the 7th at like around, let's say, 1 p.m. Central for a bit, so come check me out if you want. All right, bye-bye.